Hello, everyone, and welcome to the NBA show, which is our Pella take on the Sports with Sardaji and Friends channel. And today we are back discussing everything around the NBA in the last week. And firstly, we have, we have a couple of important things to discuss because the NBA Cup is ongoing. We've seen a few games now in the Cup. We've done a preview of that, so we'll, kind of get to some of the noteworthy games which have been going on. And also, we have finally seen a streak in the NBA broken, a long winning streak. We'll probably get to
Yes.
that in a later segment. And we also have some trouble brewing in the land of the Sixers, where a flopper named Joel Embiid plays. So we have some interesting news there, which is coming out of their locker room. So we'll get into that as well in our third and final segment. And we'll try to mix in some of the other kinds of small bits and pieces of news which we've seen come out of the NBA. But
We have. Yeah. Sorry.
yeah, Harry, just like I was just going to complete my sentence in terms of,
Sorry.
but how well are the Lakers connected? If you understand
Ah,
what I mean,
man,
I
man,
think we should
man.
start off from that, right, Harry?
Yes. I was
Floor
about
is
to say
yours.
that, I was about to say that, that let's do the Lakers first and the rest towards the end because, that rookie at 17th pick and LeBron making a whole shithousery of every team, the first 16 teams actually fucked up. And that was the reason why, Dalton Connect uh, was drafted by us. And more or less, thanks to New Orleans Pelicans, they gave us the 2025 pick back. And we are like, thank you for Dalton because, now we get a very like to like and similar player like Austin Reeves, who is not afraid to go to the ring.
Yeah.
But he's a more efficient shooter from behind the arc than Austin Reeves. Austin Reeves is a good defender. Dalton will take time, but I know he's going to be good. So we somehow have a splash brother light situation at Lakers as of now. And LeBron James is actually proud of being called a liar for talking about Dalton Connect and Zach Eddy last season when he said that these guys from I guess Purdue College, right? They were playing for Purdue College.
I think Zach Edey, yes, and Dalton is from Tennessee.
Tennessee. So
Yeah.
he was talking about both of them last season. Look how well these two guys are playing, and also honorable mention Jared McCain from
Yeah.
Philadelphia 76ers. Somehow his stocks have also risen of late. So all in all, it's very good, especially for the Lakers because now I want to say those lines. If you are not unbeaten in the NBA Cup since last season, don't talk to me, man. We are on a nine
That's
zero
my
streak.
line, Harry. I say that
Yeah,
every time, but I know.
yeah,
Go for it. We should
yeah.
say it proudly.
In the NBA Cup, we are unbeatable and still 9-0 is the records in the last season with a trophy which no one has won till now. So all in all, it's good for the Lakers. We now have the longest winning streak in the Western Conference. We are a half game behind the number one spot. So everything is going well. With even though we have a lot of injuries going on, but
Yeah.
still we are managing to win. So that's great. And I guess I should get time to you also to speak about the Lakers.
I think like when JJ Redick was first hired and when we did our preview of the season, we didn't have very high expectations, right? We were like, oh, it's a first time head coach. He's LeBron's friend. It might not go well. Things might turn quickly. But what we've seen in these first like 14 games is JJ is learning the ropes of being a head coach extremely quickly. He already was, a very analytically sound NBA, podcaster. We would
Right,
all say so because we've been listening to his podcast and he used to draw up plays
right,
all around the NBA, the different plays which teams are running. And he also had a podcast with LeBron. And so obviously there is that connection there. But to gel in or to bed in this quickly as an NBA coach is pretty remarkable. And also like in a LeBron team where first time head coaches generally are the threshold of them succeeding is very less compared to experienced coaches. So that's another big responsibility for JJ to handle, and he's done it very well. So Lakers are now 10-4, and as you said, half game behind in the top for the top seed in the West. And also, moreover, that the NBA Cup has started out well for the Lakers. I think Dalton Knecht, as you said, has taken most of the limelight in these past 4 games. So let me just bring up a couple of his stats from the past 4 games. So since he's been starting at versus the Grizzlies when Rui Hachimura sat out, let me take you through his 3 point stats. So 5 for 5 from three against Memphis, against San Antonio 2 for 4, against New Orleans 5 for 10, and against Utah yesterday night 9 for 12 from three. So he's averaging about 66% from 3 point range over the last 4 or 5 games. And obviously, like, he's going to come back down to earth at some point because that's how the curve works. And but so far so good. I think like this is more than what people expected, right? Because Lakers drafted Jalen Shafino in the previous draft, and he's turned out to be a bust, more or less. And this has kind of redeemed that draft pick from last 2 seasons back. And he's become an instant fan favorite as well. And we
Yeah.
all hope that it's going to continue like this in the next few games as well, till say Hachimura comes back, because we don't know what the starting lineup would be when the Lakers are more complete.
Fully fit, yeah. Well, I just want to correct one thing. JJ wasn't having a podcast with LeBron. It was an interview for the job. And,
A
JJ
long
passed
ass
it with
interview.
flying. Yes. So JJ passed it with flying colors. And, Lakers look connected. And so is Pratyush, that he has finally been able to connect with the StreamYard and been able to come on the panel. Now, Pratyush, we both have, already talked about Dalton Connect, the Lakers 9-0 run in the NBA Cup from the past season as well. And, the only team in the West to have a 6-0 a 6 game winning streak as of now, which is the longest. How excited are you for the games going forward as being a Laker fan?
I'm very excited, man. Like, finally, we have a guy who can shoot. Matlab, from how many years have we been dying for this, man? That we want a guy that shoots, right? We had KCP, showed us hope. He's gone the next season, right? We got Malik Monk, showed us hope, gone the next season,
Right.
right? So hopefully, I'm hoping that at least now, since it's a draft pick, right? It's like our
Yeah.
own guy. We don't let him go next season because Pelinka is like, "Arey yaar, chalo nikalo."
No, no,
Yeah, let's
I think,
get some capital.
Pratyush, the way LeBron was jumping and enjoying today for the Dalton
Yeah.
Connect's performance, and how high he already recorded him the previous season. Even in the interview when he mentioned, people call me a liar, so I'm happy to be to be termed as a liar. So he
Yeah,
won't
yeah.
let Pelenka, uh, trade Dalton Connect as of now, until unless
Yeah.
Dalton hits that
That's
lower bottom curve.
exactly, and that's the problem we have later on. Say a third superstar becomes available, and that team is like, oh, we want Dalton Connect in the trade as well. So then we have
Yes.
time. We have to, take the time to think whether we need to trade somebody like this guy who's going off, who can go off on any given night. Like he's like a microwave scorer. So basically, you have AD and LeBron on the floor, and you have Dalton Connect as the highest scorer. So that is like unimaginable. We did not imagine that.
It reminds me when Austin Reeves has scored, I guess, 42 or 43 against one of the teams previous season. And we were like, how the fuck Austin Reeves scored 43, man? So it was the same feeling, Dalton correct managing to get 37 uh, in the morning. And yeah, it's just all smiles. I just don't want to get too much into it. But,
I think,
Pratyush, just,
yeah, yeah. Hmm.
bol, 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 bol,
Since
bol,
you're
kya
asking
bol-
me right, how long this streak can continue, I think this weekend's game will tell us how long this streak can continue.
No, I
Sunday morning
actually,
or Saturday
yeah.
for the US, we face the Nuggets, right?
Yeah, because
Uh,
Joker is coming back, Aaron Gordon is coming back. Suddenly, Jamal
and
Murray will
yeah,
turn into
Suddenly,
Steph
everyone will be
Curry.
fit.
exactly. I think the only silver lining for us is that game is at home, right? It's in LA, so it's at least not in Denver where old man LeBron will be like, "Arey yaar, this air is too thin." Hai."
Oh, yeah, yeah.
No, but our oldie is now taking a lot of time to shoot and go to the ring. So we are finally seeing him slow down. And last year he wasn't he wasn't like this. But it's scary
Yeah.
time. It's scary times ahead for us. To imagine NBA and Lakers without LeBron at this point of time. Next season we might not see him play even 60 games. It might be the case because
Hmm.
he has really slowed down. Though his numbers are like what he's still playing 32, 33 minutes per game. He's still averaging 21 or 22 points per game and having what 7 or 8 assists with 7 or 8
Yeah.
rebounds. But the numbers have come down drastically because I guess last year he was 27 points per game and now he's come down to 21 or 22. That's a 5 point differential per game. So, that trajectory, don't you feel it's going to be tough for Lakers to, actually find another superstar when
Uh,
LeBron finally goes?
Yeah,
no,
I
I mean
mean, like,
definitely tough, but I think
sure.
if you talk about averages, it's a little too early because LeBron had a couple of bad games, right? Where he scored like what 10, 11 points or something. But again, like
Yeah.
the amount of contributions LeBron has had, right? Like I think his assists and rebounds have been insane.
Incorrect.
And I think
Yes.
LeBron also like I wouldn't just see on just the points because I think LeBron has also kind of this season kind of taken a step back, keeping his age in mind, right? He has had
Exactly.
players around him like Dalton Connect, I mean Anthony Davis. uh,
Wouldn't
but I
you
mean
use
other players have come to the front.
wouldn't you want to use Bronny Senior, or has that boat sailed now?
Yeah, man, Bronny Senior, yes, Bronny Senior.
So
I want to make one more point. How weird it is to see two white boys doing so well on an NBA team.
Yeah, what are
It's
I
we? Are
mean,
we
crazy,
the
right?
Boston Celtics or what?
I mean, it's like, when was the last time we've seen two cold ass white boys for the Lakers? I mean, I
why
can't think
why
of
why
some.
why why do you only want to talk about the Lakers? Talk about any NBA team. And that alley oop that Austin
Oh
Reeves gave
yeah,
to Dalton, I was like, "Bhai, ye kya tha? What the hell was that?" Out of
I know, right?
nowhere, it's a lake show type of a dunk, and man, I don't know what happens to the players when they don this purple and gold jersey. They turn into some superstar. They get that
No, no,
feeling,
no.
and they are like, we
It's
have
the
to do
NBA Cup.
showboating and
No,
we
It's
no,
have
the
to do
man,
this
NBA
it's the
show.
Cup.
NBA Cup.
It's
It's
the
the
NBA
NBA
I,
Cup.
Cup.
They turn into superstars. It's like everyone wants
LeBron
that
really
extra
wants that
money.
50K, man. LeBron really wants that 50K.
500K,
Man,
bro. It's not 50K. It's
Even
half a
at 50K,
million.
LeBron will still go hard. LeBron is a
man, now
cheapskate.
I wish we really had Alex Caruso. We would have had like three cold ass white boys on the team.
Uh,
Man,
I
imagine
mean,
Alex Caruso on this team, man. The defense he would bring to this team.
uh, you know,
Alex
I,
Caruso,
I,
Austin, and Dalton along with LeBron AD. Oh my god.
Yeah,
That'll be
man.
insane.
I mean, it's some kind of a wet dream for all the Laker
It's a
fans.
pipe
But
dream now.
I have watched Alex Caruso playing for OKC. He has not been good, to be honest.
Hmm. He's
So
not.
you
He's
know,
regressed quite a bit.
yes, quite a bit. I mean, he's not even able to convert 3 pointers. I think what the hell has happened to this
Yeah, he's like
guy?
30% or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he used to shoot 5 or 6 threes for us and used to convert 2 or 3. But right now, he's not even shooting five.
Yeah.
He's just
He's
going
he's
about
at
1 or 2.
he's at 18.9% from three. Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, yeah. So he has
But I still take
regressed.
him for the defense because I know Austin and Dalton can do the scoring.
Yeah, we have Dalton scoring, man. We don't need anybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah, like
We have White LeBron. We have White LeBron.
Austin Reeves, and now we have
No,
another.
Dalton Connect.
No,
No, no,
Hey,
Dalton
come
Connect.
on! No, 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 no. Why?
no.
Okay,
Austin
okay.
Reeves is a white.
Dalton is
Okay.
Clay
Austin
Thompson
Reeves is
light.
White LeBron. Austin Reeves is White LeBron. Dalton Connect is White Steph Curry.
हाँ चलेगा चलेगा
Or
चलेगा
Clay
will do.
Thompson. Clay Thompson light.
हाँ चलेगा चलेगा. Either of the two, either of two. But guys,
Yeah.
like everybody knows how the cup formats work, and we had an opportunity to build this plus minus and make it very large. Actually, the points, the point differential, it could have been more than 20 if we would have closed out the game pretty well. How you guys feel? We are yet to play OKC and Phoenix Suns, and next Wednesday we're gonna play the Suns. So are you guys comfortable enough that this team is really gonna go to the next round?
Like I
because
said,
more or
oh
less,
yeah, yeah.
uh,
Hmm. Oh, you mean the
yeah,
NBA Cup? Okay.
yeah,
Sorry.
NBA Cup. It's just the NBA Cup. I'm not talking about the normal NBA season. I'm talking about the NBA Cup as of now. We play the Suns next. So do you think that this from this group it will be easier for us to qualify?
Yeah,
I
I
think we
think the
still have a
Suns.
chance. We still have a very good chance because we've already won, and it does seem that the players are taking the cup seriously.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, and we are going to play Phoenix without Kevin Durant, most likely. So that gives us a better
Wait.
chance to
Hold
win.
on. What happened to KD?
KD was injured, right? He's out for a few weeks.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we might
But I mean,
now.
it's LA, man. It's LA. KD will magically get fit just to play.
That could happen, but I mean, if the whatever the timeline they have given is true, then KD
Yeah.
is not playing against us. So the Lakers do have a chance to get that win as well. And I think me and Harry were discussing before we went live that if the Lakers win one more game, then they are more or less through to the next round, despite
Yeah,
of
I think
their
if we
point difference.
right. Yeah, I think if Phoenix doesn't have KD, that can make it a little easier. But I think OKC
Right.
will be a pretty hard game.
Yeah.
Right.
OKC
You know,
also will not have Chet, so AD would dominate ideally. AD should dominate them.
but
But OKC
but
is still number one seed in
yeah,
the West, so we should not
yeah.
discount
Yeah,
them.
man. They still have Shea, man. Come on.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
7 millions.
apart from Shea, the other role play guys, they are very good at hustle plays and hustle points, and we are very bad at it. The second chance rebounds and all that stuff we give away a lot. We are very poor at rebounding both offensively and defensively. So with
Yeah,
OKC, I'm afraid about those numbers because the second chance points are gonna be the biggest factor that's gonna define the game with OKC. But I'm more or less happy we have backed 2 wins now out of two, and we are almost halfway through the qualifying to the next round. So more or less I'm happy. But before moving on to the next segment, guys, I mean, a streak ended, a big streak ended. Someone got a very big reality check in the Eastern
okay.
Conference. Who have
Hold on. Before we talk about streaks ending, I'm going to sim for my man Victor Wembanyama, who dropped a freaking 50-point game, man. How do we not talk about this? How?
We missed it because of the last
because
week. Because nobody was watching the Spurs last week. And but yeah, I mean, definitely he dropped it before the Lakers game as well. So he was just practicing, in case the Lakers
yeah,
try to stop me, this is what
yeah.
I'm gonna do. But yeah, I
And
mean,
then and suddenly there were rumors and talks about him winning the defensive player of the year, and then AD dropped 40 on Wemby. So it just finished his defensive player of the year award stuff and all that thing.
Okay, I mean,
So
okay, defensive player there was too much, man. I mean, come on, that is ridiculous.
wait, wait,
no,
wait,
but
wait, wait, wait. Wait. There are analysts in the NBA who have picked Wemby to have a better defensive year than AD. And they have
Who's
picked
that?
Wemby
Stephen A.
for
Smith?
DPOY,
Who's
despite
that?
knowing the
Stephen A.
Spurs
Smith?
will probably finish towards the lottery. So this
Who's
is
that?
the level which
Stephen A. Smith?
analysts go to disrespect AD.
Who's the Stephen A. Smith or the other guy? Who's that?
I have there are like few analysts. You can go and check it up. I don't remember the names, but yeah, you
Okay,
can go and check it up from ESPN itself.
I see.
uh, I mean, still people are not taking AD as their favorite to win the defensive player of the year, which is quite shocking. And
And
you know
this feels like the LeBron season when he had a lights out season on defense and he didn't get the
yeah,
defensive player here,
yeah.
right? A guy on the second all team defense won it. Like, come on, man. It just LeBron hate, Laker hate, the league loves.
True that. All of LeBron and Lakers, and like Pratyush said, when we did drop 50, I mean, he has performed exceptionally well and
Yeah,
actually proved me wrong because I had been questioning him a lot that will he be able to do the same thing in the second year, but he is doing what he does best. And he's scoring, he's rebounding, he's assisting, he's doing everything that he can do and is a complete package.
he
But I
played
still,
uh he played pretty well against us today. He scored what 28, 30 points or
yes,
something.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
he had a
yes,
he had a good game.
Here,
yes,
but
he did
he
have.
but he attempted 13 3-pointers and he only made like 3 or 4 or something.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
again, he should attack the rim more. I feel because his height is such that he always has the advantage.
right.
Instead of
Yeah,
taking 13 threes, he could probably attempt have a few more field goals from near the rim or even in mid range.
right.
True
See, I
that.
think I think this is the problem, right? Because this is just a rant about the modern NBA. Because
Yeah,
after
yeah.
especially the Warriors of the 2010s, right? Everybody has just been going so hard on 3 pointers, right? I mean, sure, if you have somebody like Curry, sure you can go for 3 pointers, but still, even for somebody like Steph Curry, right, the 3 point conversion is no, it's still not as I say going to the rim, and especially of Wemby, right? Now that dude, that guy's a freaking Eiffel Tower on the court. He can just dunk past everybody. Why is he going for 3 pointers, dude? Just dunk, get somebody to foul you, get an and one, and you got 3 points again, right? Like, why are you going for 3 pointers?
Exactly. I mean, Pratyush, that's the beauty about basic basketball, which
Yeah.
most of NBA stars and coaches are not been able to implement. You play the basic basketball, you're gonna get points left, right, and center for doing nothing
Yeah, especially
and
Wemby,
pressing.
man, with that height and wingspan, why the heck are you making him do 3 pointers, man? Like, what is that
Exactly,
tactical
exactly,
strategy? That guy
exactly.
towers on everybody in the court, right? Like freaking AD looked like a midget in front of him. Like that guy's so
B-
freaking big.
you're absolutely correct about it because even when he's defending Joker, he's not. He never gives away the ball to Joker. If
Yeah,
there is a defensive rebound, it's gonna land to MB. And I'm like,
Yeah.
भाई इसके
exactly.
सामने कौन लेगा मेरे को पता
Dude, Wemby
who
can just
who
raise his hand. Wemby can raise his hand and like nobody's going past you.
and he has such a good balance over of his body and all that stuff. So all in all, he's a very good player. He might turn into a superstar very soon. And
Yeah,
but it's all gonna happen, when all these oldies finally decide to go off the NBA.
Yeah.
Because we still have KD, we still have LeBron, and then Uncle Pat suddenly out of nowhere, Uncle Paul today had a
huh.
thumb injury and still taking piss at OKC with his assists and all that
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like, भाई
Spurs
बस
beat the
करो
crap out
ना.
of nowhere.
And
I
we
I'm
hate
like,
forget
Spurs,
about
by the
Curry.
way. That
Even
helps
Curry,
us.
man.
That
yeah,
helps us.
yeah. We have Curry, we have DeMar DeRozan, we have Kawhi
Yeah.
Leonard, though he's injured, but whenever he will be back, we know he's a
Giannis.
menace. Giannis is there, right? We have Jimmy Butler. So, all
I
these
don't think
guys are
Giannis is
still
that
playing.
old. I don't think Giannis is that old, right?
He's
He's
32, I
28.
Come
guess.
on, this
29,
29, dude.
29.
Come on.
Yeah, 20. That's why
You're
he's.
28.
comparing with Chris Paul is like 40 years. Like, what is this?
Yeah, but still, Giannis is older to Wemby. That's what I think Harry is saying.
No, no,
And
but
Nah,
Giannis is
Giannis
going to
is
be
prime,
rich.
man.
nah.
Giannis is prime.
I am talking about the big oldies, the superstars who
Yeah,
should
yeah, yeah.
actually
Ah.
go
Exactly.
by now.
Yeah.
Should hang their boots by now,
See,
but they're
LeBron is
still
an
playing.
abnormal. LeBron is an anomaly because he's going to keep playing. Even if he
हाँ
retires, I still he can still keep playing.
हाँ
No, I
अब
think LeBron is waiting for Bryce to come. LeBron is waiting for Bryce to come to the NBA. Lakers will draft him in the second or third round, right? And then he'll play with Bronny will come back from the G League to the NBA. He'll play one game, right? And then end of the season, all three retire. The whole James family retires from basketball.
so 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 for that one season, are we gonna change the team's name to James Lakers? Is it gonna be like that, or
No, no, no. It's the Los
Los
Angeles James.
Angeles James?
It's the
Los
Los
Angeles,
Angeles James.
Los Angeles LeBronkers.
Broncos. Rich Paul will take place of Rob Pelinka and all that stuff. Is
Yeah,
gonna be like that?
exactly.
Okay. Uh, you know, let's come back to another NBA and NBA Cup game. Celtics versus the Cavs, and
Yeah.
finally a loss for the Cavs and a check that you are not gonna win easy in this league. Because of the past 5 or 6 games, they were very complacent, but somehow they did manage to beat the teams out. And Celtics were shooting lights out, man. And they fumbled
Yeah,
in
I
the
mean,
fourth quarter.
Celtics ran away with a very early, huge lead, right? I think
Yes.
Cleveland came back well to.
Yes.
Yes.
So I don't think Cleveland. Sure, I mean they did take some games easy, like we even discussed last week. But I think, I mean, we all knew that this is going to be a tough game, right, for either team. Right, these are like the two best teams in the Eastern Conference and probably in the league.
Even in
So
the NBA, you can say in the
yeah,
NBA, not
exactly.
even in the
Yeah.
Eastern Conference.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Probably even in the league, they're probably the two best teams, right? It's probably gonna be a tough game. And I think the fact that it ended with just like, one shot difference, I think
Exactly.
Cleveland need not worry too much. I mean, Cleveland has shown that, when the big stage comes, like they can play lights out, right? Like look at the halftime score, man. What is that? Like 26
17
and
point
almost,
difference. 20,
yeah.
17
So
point
yeah.
advantage to Boston Celtics.
Yeah, and then Cleveland made that up, right? I mean, they could have won if they were a little more careful in the fourth quarter. That's like a very close game, right? So
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
It
Cleveland has
was.
shown. I think even though they lost, Cleveland has shown that they can handle adversity very well, right?
Yes.
That that they're not some flash in the pan that, oh yeah, we won 15 games, but sure, one difficulty and we lose by 40 points, right?
No.
Yeah, it was a very good game by Cleveland. So I think the league should still be afraid of them.
Yeah. And I guess if they would have got at least Karis Levert back, I guess Celtics would have lost this game. He would have
Right.
played better than Sam Merrill for sure. That's what I know, and I can understand from the way they have played all the
Yeah.
previous games.
But but they do. Cavs are legit. I mean, I think that they're definitely going to be
Yeah,
Boston's
yeah.
closest challenger this season. Seeing what other teams are doing at this point, other
I think.
competitors. So the
Mm,
exact, I mean, their bench also, they have got a lot of good bench depth also. Cavs like Georges Niang, Ty Jerome, Craig Porter, all these
Yeah.
guys are doing pretty well, and they could have won this game, I Pratyush said, if not for a few mistakes down towards the stretch. And obviously, the streak is over now. We look forward to now a new streak by whichever team, goes on. I mean, still the 15 and 0 streak is probably in the top five, I think, now in the longest streaks ever in the NBA, which is something
Right.
crazy, in this kind of
It's
in
crazy.
2024 when, all the teams are getting more and more competitive. So it's very difficult to win NBA
yeah.
games right now. So good stuff by Cavs, respect to them. But it's going to be an
Yeah,
interesting finish for them and Boston.
yeah, I think also the 3-point game, right? It shows that, like, I think if you take the beginning of the season, right, nobody expected Cavs to be, this good 16 games in, right? Like, they are the
True.
number one team, in the NBA, right? And also, I think, sure, they were a bit complacent in a few games, but you don't win 15 games on the trot by being crap, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not I'm not a Cleveland fan all of a sudden. I think that is Aniket. But I think the amount of disrespect that I think the amount of disrespect that Cleveland is getting in before the game, right? They're like, oh, now they'll face Boston. Boston will teach them a lesson. They're going to blow them at 30 points, right? You're like, this was the narrative that you're seeing. That Cleveland, if they face a good team, they're just going to fall apart, right? But and especially at halftime, with the half that Boston
17
had, that was
points.
exactly. But I think Cleveland showed that they can still stick it to the big guys, right? Boston might have been the favorites, but I think after this game, it is Boston that should be more worried than Cleveland. Like, sure, they would have won. They won the
Yeah.
game, but on another day, Cleveland would have, like, yeah, I mean, had a much
Swept them away.
you know
Swept them away.
exactly, yeah,
And like you
yeah. So I
mentioned,
think
Pratyush. Bolo. Sorry. Bolo.
yeah, I just saying, yeah, I think I know it's pretty early to call, but the East still looks pretty dead, man. Is ECF just going to
It
be
is.
Cavs versus
It is very dead.
Celtics?
It is dead. It is dead.
Like, this
It
is
is
so
quite.
dead, man. Look at after the top two teams. Like, there's nobody, man.
And
No standing.
I'll just open. that for everybody to watch.
Because you have teams like the Bucks and Philadelphia, we're going to talk about lying and then some doing so
Man, the
bad this
Bucks are
season.
in 12.
Terrible.
The Bucks are out of the plane also, man.
Yeah, in the East, it's very difficult to be out of the plane in the
Man,
East.
man, who thought 76ers would be dead last?
Oh yeah.
That
Oh yes. Yes. We can have a weekly Joel Embiid dunk session now.
I mean, just see, there are only four teams who are above 500 in
Yeah,
the
man.
East,
What is this? What is happening
and
in the East, man?
let's go to Western Conference. You have 11 teams above 500.
Yeah, you're not even guaranteed playing by being above 500, right?
No, yeah, nobody's guaranteed in the West. No one is guaranteed. And if the rumors are true, and if somehow Giannis also moves to West, like for the Rockets, I'm like, भाई छोड़ दो West को थोड़ा breathing space तो दो.
I know.
Breathing space ही नहीं
Right,
रहेगा
right.
भाई वहाँ पे. You'll have to shift some teams from West to East then, just to make the things even out
I
a
think then
little
you'll
bit.
have now is the right time to bring in the interconference playoffs because
Yep.
clearly having an Eastern Conference playoffs is an absolute terrible, waste of time at this
Yeah,
point.
directly play Cavs and Celtics in the Eastern Conference final
Yeah,
and tell
exactly.
one team whoever wins goes to the NBA Finals.
By the way, if you go to the Western Conference, Harry,
Huh.
I just want to remind the viewers that a team being coached by a podcaster is half game behind the lead team.
Bro, I'm telling you, he was not a podcaster. He was giving his job interview. Come on, Pratyush, take it seriously. I will also have to say, just like LeBron, everybody called me a liar. Bhai, that was a job interview by LeBron James.
But
You know,
what's the most shocking thing? I don't think I mean, Lakers jokes apart, I don't think, at least I didn't expect the Warriors to be the number one seed at this point in the season.
no one expected that.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
was like,
how are
this
they
team
playing
has.
this, man? How are they playing this well?
I was
Like
like,
Steve Kerr
dismantle
is
this
doing
team.
some
Yeah.
Kerr
Dismantle
is doing
this
some
team.
black magic there, man.
I
Kerr
mean,
is
see,
doing
they
black
they
magic.
they took out Clay. They got rid of Clay, and then they got three very good role players in place of Clay. Like Buddy Hield is good, and
Yeah.
DeAnthony Melton is good, and I
Mhm.
forgot who the third one was. I'm not able to remember, but they got three really good role players. So they have got some good bench strength also now. So and Steph is still Steph. Draymond is still Draymond doing nasty things on court, but still being the best one of the best defensive players in the league. And they still have a very good coach in Steve Kerr. So see, there are teams like the Nuggets, Suns, Mavericks, and all these Clippers and all being low, so that helps a little bit. But yeah, good stuff by the Warriors because now they have replaced Clay's value with three good role players who can contribute more than what Clay was doing.
True.
Yeah, and I think if they got to Draymond also, they'll be like winning 82 games.
Were you talking about Kyle Anderson?
Kyle Anderson, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The most shocking part is somehow Kerr has found out a way to bring back the old Buddy Hield who used to shoot light out from 3-pointer range. Because for some reason he was, for the past 4 or 5 seasons, lost. We are not getting the Buddy Hield who used to be very efficient from 3-point range, and now suddenly he's shooting lights out. So credit to Steve Kerr,
Yeah.
whoever he coaches in that
Okay,
Warrior
okay.
jersey. हाँ ठीक है बोलो भैया बोलो. I'll stop.
I'll tell you why Buddy Hill regressed in the last couple of seasons.
हाँ बोलो.
Because he was linked with the Lakers so heavily. And now he's
So
not.
he so he didn't want to come to Lakers. Was it
He
that the
automatically
reason?
starts
No,
shooting
I
less
mean, if
whenever
you see
he's
the
in the
past seasons,
Lakers.
any good shooter comes to the Lakers, they become crap after they come to a team, right?
Yeah.
So
We are
Buddy Hill
see.
went a step further. Even by rumors of being linked to us, he became crap.
I mean, okay. you know, we were all laughing uh, and talking about the Nuggets not being able to play well. But even without Joker, they are now sitting at 8-5 record. They are just two behind, the fourth place.
Hey, I told you. Didn't I tell you the Nuggets are going to be good? I told you. I told you the Nuggets are going to be good.
But it's sure that they're gonna dismantle if they're not gonna win anything in the postseason.
Oh,
They are
yeah.
gonna dismantle. They are gonna dismantle, and I'm
Then
gonna
it,
love it.
then, yeah.
I'm gonna love it. When Nuggets and Clippers dismantle, I'm gonna love that thing because all the hype and all the things. See, Nuggets deserved a lot because they all
Yeah.
peaked at the very right time, and they peaked together. Jamal Murray, Gordon, Michael Porter Jr. Everybody peaked together and helped Joker win that ring. But for Clippers, they peak in the regular season, they go off in the off season, then get injured, then miss initial 2 months in the next season, then again somehow they come and play in the play-in tournament, then are outset by any other team, and no playoffs. So all that three and
Yeah,
four
and then
all
and then
star
every
stuff
year
to
we
them.
see the same nonsense. Oh, Lakers versus Clippers in playoffs. Will the Clippers finally beat LA? Like,
No,
get
that's
out,
done.
man. Get out.
That is done. That is done. We had that whole battle for LA and all that scrap. It
I
lasted
think for
couple of
Click,
seasons and then it was all shut down.
instead of just dismantling Clippers roster, can you just dismantle the entire team and just send it to
Yeah,
somewhere else?
I don't mind. I don't
Yeah.
mind. I don't mind. Steve Ballmer should sell his stake in Clippers. That's it. I would say that.
Yep.
He
I
should
mean,
sell
Steve
his thing.
Ballmer has money lying around in his like toilet or something. Unfortunately, he'll never sell that team. He's got too
But
much of
again,
money.
aren't you guys surprised? With Houston still in the top.
Huh? Why
What
would
are
it
they doing there,
anyone?
man? What is Houston doing in number four? Like who is even there on the team?
They are not poking any bear. That's why they are doing well.
Like
You know,
Chengun is playing well, and whoever the young players, all of them are like shining at this point.
Amen is
No, ten
shining.
and
Amen
four, man. 10 and
Thompson,
4. What the heck?
Jabari
10 and 4.
Parker.
10 and 5. 10
5 or
and
4?
5. 10 and 5. It's 10 and 5.
Oh, 10 and 5. Okay, okay, sorry. Lakers are 10 and 4. But yeah, 10 and 5 still, man. 10 and 5. What the hell is Houston doing there? And you have a team like Dallas in ninth place and they're 8-7. Like
Yeah.
what? Grizzlies in 10th with 8. Like what is this? How is Houston above all these teams, man? Timberwolves,
Well,
Suns,
welcome
Mavericks,
to
Nuggets.
well,
Like what is this?
welcome to Western Conference. See, I expected Timberwolves to be down. That
I think we
trade
discussed that.
was,
No, but not
yeah.
below Houston. Not below Houston.
It's like uh, बोलते हैं ना गलती से हो गया तो Houston is somehow doing that mistake. They do have good players, not very good players, but somehow they're gelling well and grinding out wins because Jalen Green in his second year is doing well. Amen Thompson is doing well. Tari Eason is doing well. Alperen Şengün, like Aniket said, is doing well. Dylan Brooks has regressed, so it is helping a team because he was a vocal leader last year, but this year he has not been that vocal leader. So I'm happy because all that they did last year was shout unnecessarily at other teams, bark unnecessarily at other teams, and they were not focused on playing basketball. But this season, at least they are playing basketball, which is why they are in the NBA. So that is the first priority Dylan Brooks should have, apart from doing all the nasty stuff that he does and tries to be another Draymond Green.
Hmm.
Yep.
And is anybody surprised about this Jazz situation?
Nah.
Not anymore.
Not anymore. Earlier were you? Earlier were you surprised?
I mean they were one of the few teams that could tank. That was favorite to tank, right? They along with the Trailblazers and
Right,
also the Spurs. But Spurs have somehow with Chris Paul, it feels like they have a spring up their sleeve in terms of okay, we can actually say run make a run in for the play-in spot this season.
right.
And yeah, and that left the Jazz and Trailblazers only who were going to like start tanking. So obviously the Jazz they've been playing well, but playing well enough to tank, I would say. So
Okay,
again today against the Lakers, they did put up a fight, even though they were down big. So
right,
this is what tanking teams generally are, right. They like to be competitive, but they'll eventually want to lose because
right.
of the picks at stake for the next season. So not
True.
surprised anymore. I think the trend will continue, and we'll definitely see some trades like Markkanen or Walker Kessler, Colin Sexton, all these guys being on the trade block. So don't be surprised if you hear these names in the next 1 or 2 months.
Okay. Before going on to next segment, would anyone would like to acknowledge me for something?
Yes, I was about
Uh,
to say that, Harry. I was about to bring up the Pistons. Man, like wow.
Pratyush, actually, the thing is, they were a bunch of good guys who needed to gel well and play basketball together. And
Yeah.
I just feel with, Tobias Harris, Tim Hardaway Jr., and Malik Beasley actually upping up their game because these guys have always been the role players in whatever team they have played in the previous seasons. Now they have to be that senior and have to take that front foot. So Cade needed someone to take a little bit of what do we say load management away from him. So now he has three guys who can do that.
Right.
They might be in the play in this season. They might not go beyond that. But if they somehow are able to lure any of the big centers who can control the game a little bit, man, this team will make it to the Eastern Finals pretty soon if they are able to do that with the same roster.
Man, even the
Because
play would be huge for Detroit this season, man. Like, I don't think
Yeah.
anybody expected them to be like a top team, right?
Right.
I
I
think
mean,
they're also very lucky that they're also very lucky that the East is such garbage. Like they're
yeah,
like what playing 438 and they're like seventh place.
right.
But
I mean, nobody expected them to be our Pacers, Bulls, and
yeah,
Hornets,
exactly.
Bucks,
Yeah, what are these
and
Pacers doing, man? Come on.
see, Halliburton, two season wonder. I call him a 2 season wonder. Somehow his stocks went high and he's vanished. It
Is he
happens
injured or
with
something?
no. He's not injured.
He's
He's not
playing?
injured.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's playing. He's playing. Aniket, like Sabonis said in that Netflix series, the starting five, that every year 100 players get drafted and 100 lose their roster spots
Yeah.
from the team. You have to play
Yeah.
at high level. So if you're a superstar for one season, you have to perform well to be termed as a superstar in the next season. So
Right.
Halliburton is going through that spot where he was termed as superstar for the past 2 seasons, but somehow he has been not been able to put up the same performances, and it has given Pascal Siakam and other guys to actually prove their worth. Benedict Mathurin and all these guys, because they were actually good players, but they were not
Mm.
getting the recognition because Halliburton was playing so well. But as of now, the Pacers are just alive and at the eighth position is because of Pascal Siakam, Benedict Mathurin, and the other guys, and not because of Halliburton, because his numbers have come down quite a bit, quite a bit.
Mm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
guys, one more thing. What do you think? Which would be the team that would go for Giannis? Because the trade rumors are actually picking pace now, and suddenly we are also, hearing about Joel Embiid being shipped away from 76ers. So, what are the
Who wants
possible
him?
destinations?
See,
African League, African League.
no, no. I think they
China,
still
Chinese league.
have some value. They still have some value. I mean, I would ship Gabe Vincent to African League or Chinese League, but I think Giannis and Joel Embiid still have a lot of value.
No, no,
See,
I think Giannis is not
I
okay. Giannis is staying the NBA, man. We're only
yeah,
dunking on Joel
yeah,
Embiid.
exactly. It's
No,
Joel
but I
Embiid hate
think
watch.
I think before we get to that, Harry, why don't we just talk about Philly as well? In terms of why we're talking about Joel Embiid, right? Because
Yeah,
firstly, Philly, as you can see on the screen, they are last place in the East, 2-11. And obviously, there are injuries. Tyrese Maxey has not been healthy. Joel Embiid has, been suspended and also not been healthy for a few games. Paul George has just come back. He's on a minutes restriction. So they are where they are because of their injuries and also because of the players' performances right now. So, uh, and yesterday there was news that there was some locker room, news coming out. I think Shams reported that Tyrese
yes,
Maxey uh, basically called out Joel Embiid for being late at everything.
true.
Everything is like a very serious accusation, right? Basically, that means you're late to practice, late to meetings, and how that lateness impacts the locker room. You know, so that is very strong statement from someone who's just in being inserted into the lineup after James Harden left, like last a few couple of seasons back, and Tyrese Maxey is still a young player, but for him to call out Joel Embiid, a former MVP in the league, is
Right.
a big thing. So, I mean, if Embiid does take it to heart and does improve on that front, say Philly goes on a winning streak, then it will make sense. But if this downward trend continues, then we'll definitely start talking about where Embiid should go. But at this point, this situation is very bad in Philly.
Right. I mean, this clearly proves that there is no cohesion between the guys in the dressing room, and it all comes down to the alleged superstar Joel Embiid, who is always crying for recognition, because you can cry and get recognized for a year or two. Other guys don't get recognized because of crying. They get recognized because of the basketball they play on the court. So, he has to earn that respect and he has lost it. And I guess he doesn't want to play NBA also. I feel it that ways. He doesn't deserve to be in this league. If I would be Adam Silver, I would just ship that guy out. I will tell 76ers to do that. Man, he's such a shit person, man. Such a shit basketball player. I mean, I just can't say anything more because anybody else wants to abuse him can do so. We'll give the disclaimer afterwards. It was 18 plus, so you can. It was not safe for work, so you can just put on the headphones and all that stuff because I don't care about Joel Embiid anymore. And
Yeah,
it's
man. Dude, like he's 30 years and like what had they haven't been to the Eastern Finals till now, right? Philly has not been to
No,
the Eastern
not yet.
गया है ना
Yeah,
2K27 2K
Oh
सॉरी
yeah,
2K24 2K23 में क्या होगा जब खेलता होगा प्ले
sorry.
स्टेशन
Yeah,
पे.
this was 2K. No, when he played Toronto and then Kawhi hit the winning shot, was that the finals or semi-finals? Semi-finals. I don't remember. Because that was the
My
closest he'd been to the Western Eastern Conference Finals. But apart from that, he's never been close.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think for the amount of hype Embiid always has, right? I mean, sure, he does play, well in the regular season, in the past few seasons, but he always disappears in the playoffs, man. And like playoffs is the thing, right? Like, look at, when LeBron was at Cleveland, like that team was guaranteed to go to the finals, right?
Went to the final what
And
8 times, right? When he was in Cleveland.
yeah, like, exactly.
Eight times in
So
a 8 times, like what? He was there in the finals basically from Miami to Cleveland second time. So that means he was there 8 times in a row in the
yeah,
finals.
exactly. Like,
Yeah.
man, he is insanely consistent. LeBron James is insanely
So
consistent.
basically, Joel Embiid is at that stage when he needs to go to the finals every year, but instead he is getting knocked out in the second round every year.
अब बिकॉज मेरे को रोना रहता भाई, मेरे को गेम पे थोड़ी कॉन्सेंट्रेट करना है. आई हैव टू डू ऑल दीज ड्रामास so that I become a little bit of relevant and be talk of the newspaper and town. That's how Joel Embiid works. So
it'll be very funny if the 76ers the final score, win loss is 676. टीम का नाम आ गया भाई.
so next time I'll put up the shot or something like that. Will 76ers be able to get that 6 wins and
Yeah.
76 losses in the regular season? Comment your comment your thoughts, something like this. Okay, guys. Hornets seem to be a good team. They are playing a little bit well, and I hope that as the season progresses, they might move up in the points table. But as of now, I feel Bucks somehow are managing a way out to grind out wins. But again, whom do you think would be? I mean, which team would be targeting Giannis in the trade market? Because now it's been out and their odds have been, initiated. So it is pretty sure that before the February deadline, Giannis might be traded out of the Bucks.
Hmm.
So, which other teams do you think would want Giannis in their roster, and what
I
would
don't
they
know,
have to
man.
give?
Golden State.
By God, by Golden State, भाई क्या क्या निकालेंगे वो लोग?
Draymond Green.
Why would Doc
Draymond
Rivers
and
want Draymond?
Kaminga, whoever they have.
Come on, Milwaukee has
They have
Darwin Ham,
picks.
man. He'll take
Golden
anybody.
State has the picks to get Giannis.
But then if you Green, okay,
I
chalo,
think
let's
what
see.
I think what Bucks should do is they should trade Giannis and tell the other team to take Darwin Ham also with Giannis. Take
Arey,
both
Then
of
don't
them.
say that.
Yeah.
You come to LA then.
भाई फिर टॉरियन प्रिंस भी जाएगा साथ में,
Orion
वो
Prince भी
भी
साथ
होगा.
में तीनों ले लो एक पैकेज डील में. Did you see the minutes Torian Prince is playing, by the way, on a side note?
Yeah,
He's
what
playing
the heck,
30,
man?
35 minutes
Who's
every
the
game.
who is the coach of Milwaukee? Is it Darwin Ham? Like, is he
It's
the
Doc
main guy
Rivers,
there?
but Darwin Ham is probably calling the shots there.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly. Wait, why the hell is Torin Prince in that Milwaukee team getting so many minutes?
है बस भैया ऐसा ही है
And
ये
also,
सब
Damian
काम.
Lillard has regressed quite a bit, I would think. There.
Who?
Yeah, I
Dame.
mean Dame is also 35, I guess, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
getting
man.
old.
Like,
He's getting up there.
yeah, I mean, when Milwaukee took Dame, it kind of
Yeah,
felt that,
he's
like
34.
even his last
He-
season is Portland, right? Last season is Portland also was not that good. So I don't know.
no,
He's shooting only 32.7% from three, so definitely, he's
Yeah,
not
man.
started well.
few seasons back, 32% per point, 32 point percentage for three was considered to be wow. Now even
Okay, okay,
that is
okay.
not considered wow.
No, no, Harry. If you take some other player who scores lot of points, 32% on three will be fine. But
Yeah,
Dame's whole brand is hitting threes, right?
right. Absolutely.
Like,
Shooting guard
Dame is
not
like,
being able. Hey, a shooting
yeah,
guard
and
not
right now
doing
Dame is like,
better.
Dame is like Steph Curry from Wish.com.
Yeah. But if you go back to the question, Harry, in terms of Giannis, there are only very few teams who can try to trade him. One is Golden State. I think Houston would be one. Miami is always going to be a name in the discussion.
Yeah, because
Uh,
the Jimmy Butler situation is really tricky. If they don't, give Jimmy a contract, they get a cap space for Giannis for sure. They might be able to land
yeah,
him for a
that
cheaper
could
deal.
happen. But I think Bucks will still want to keep him, past the trade deadline and keep him for this season at least and see where things go. And lately, they have shown signs of improvement after that horrible start which they've had to the season. So we'll see how it is. I think we can, probably discuss this again, say closer to the trade deadline. But at this time, it does seem that
True,
Giannis
true.
might just stick around for the till the end of season. But it's more or less likely he will leave Milwaukee and not end his career there.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Somehow I used to feel, in my dreams that, Lakers coach would be Jason Kidd and we would have, LeBron, AD, and Giannis playing together. But I guess that's not ever gonna happen. That's not gonna happen ever.
I'm happy with Redick
Because
though,
I'm also happy. Till now, I'm happy.
but I would
But
love to have AD and Giannis and LeBron on a team if that could ever happen. But doesn't look like it.
just for one season, even if it's just one season, we need to have that. We need to have that. Okay. I guess
But
we.
okay, what do you guys think? So instead of trying to trade Giannis, right? Can Milwaukee get rid of Damon Lillard instead and get somebody better in the position?
I mean, which team would want to actually take Dame as of now?
Yeah,
It again might be someone like Spurs, like Chris Paul is going. They might say, Chris Paul is gonna retire at the end of season. If because I don't think Chris Paul would retire at the end of season. Then they trade in for Dame. But what are you gonna give to Milwaukee to actually have Dame? So again, that's the question because you really have good young
Yeah.
guys like Castle and Champagne and all that stuff. So you're not going to give those guys because
Yeah, but I
that's where
mean, they can do some three team trade or something, right? The NBA is very creative with that.
yeah,
Or
NBA.
as a thought experiment, what about straight swap Joel Embiid and Damian Lillard?
I mean,
I
why Dame and Tyrese Maxey in the same team? I'll be crazy.
no, I mean Doc Rivers is already not going having
Yeah,
a good bonding with Giannis,
Giannis.
and now you want to add Joel in that situation. Man, it's gonna be a circus. It's gonna be a
Yeah, and then
circus.
Taurean Prince plays 48 minutes every game.
Score 2 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists. That's it. And still gonna start every week, every day,
Every
not
game.
every week,
Every
every
day.
day. Okay, guys, just before we wrap this up pretty fast, what are your takes on Grizzlies? Every
I
year,
think
I
same
Zion
think
gets cooked,
situation.
man.
Every year, same situation. Ja gets injured for a few amount of games, like 20-25 games. Then that is where they actually tank. And then suddenly Ja rise, but it's already too late. Is it time for Grizzlies to actually, be a serious team and trade away Ja just to be that team who can play in the playoffs and all that stuff? Do you think something like this should
see
happen?
the reason why people are not talking about the Memphis Grizzlies is because the New Orleans Pelicans have more injuries than them, and that is
True.
the reason why they are at 14th and the Grizzlies are like still like floating
Yeah,
around near the
didn't
play-in.
Zion get
So
didn't Zion get injured again today?
I don't think he
Why
played
he
also.
he
Did he play
he
today?
isn't playing for the last 5 games?
Yeah,
He's
exactly. He's
not
not
playing for
playing
the
today.
last 5.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, uh, I mean, yeah, coming back to Memphis, right? That's the reason why people are not talking about them. But I think they will look to make a few moves for sure. At this point they just doesn't don't seem to be going anywhere in terms of their injury situation, and
So who do you think
also
is who will take Ja? Like if Memphis wants to trade him, who's taking Ja? And like, what would
If
Memphis wanted it? Are they
if
going to blow
if
up the team and just dismantle or what?
I think there are loads of teams who would want Ja. I cannot pinpoint at this point in terms of who would take Ja, but I'm sure like I mean definitely he has some locker room issues and some attitude issues as we know of his off court antics and stuff. But if somehow that's under control, I think a lot of teams would want to have somebody like Ja Morant on their team.
if he promises me that he's gonna play 60 games every season, come to Lakers. I don't mind that.
Yeah,
Take DLO, take Gabe Vincent, take Hood Shafino, take Christian Wood, take
and take
Koloko.
whatever picks the Lakers can give them
Yeah,
and
yeah,
get
yeah,
Ja. I don't
exactly.
mind.
Give us Ja. At least we get a ball handler, man. At least we get a good ball handler. So I'll be happy with that. But there
But
is
I
one.
don't trust
Huh,
Pelinka, man. I don't trust Pelinka. He will trade away Dalton Connect. I'm telling you, that guy's an idiot.
man, the thing is, there are rumors that Lakers might go in for Zach Lavine. You know, Zach Lavine is still on the trade blocks and in minds of Lakers front office, and I'm like, bhai,
Why?
Q.
Yeah, exactly. Why?
And if you want to trade Zach Lavine, I'm guaranteed you'll have to give Dalton Connect and Austin
If they
Reeves
will
both.
ask for Dalton, we will
Both, bhai, they will
definitely
ask
say
for.
no.
They will ask for both. They will ask for both Austin Reeves and Dalton. They'll say Gabe और रसल को तुम ही रखो, ये दोनों दे दो. ऐसा है.
They will ask and we will say no. Obviously, we should never say yes
हाँ,
now at this point. Definitely.
exactly, exactly.
If we say trade Dalton or Austin to anybody, we should be receiving picks and we should not be sending out picks.
Bhai, if the only one scenario, if Giannis agrees to comes to Lakers, ठीक है, Dalton और Austin Reeves को जाने दो, कोई बात नहीं. 2 सीजन बाद जब हमारे बाकी सब चले जाएंगे तब उनको ले आओ मिनिमम कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स पे, खत्म हो गया. So we get our superstar level team. So that can happen, but it's all fantasy and it's nothing gonna be true. And I hope Lakers don't land Trey Young also, because he cannot play in the Lakers. He is not meant
No,
Yeah.
no.
for Lakers. He's not meant for Lakers.
Yeah.
So I guess that's that. And as of now, it's going well for our team and a lot of teams in the Western Conference. Eastern has to play the catch-up ball, but NBA is so cruel that even if you'll have a 500 or better record, you might not play the play-in this season, especially the Western Conference side. And even if you're not having a point 501, you might end up in fourth or fifth position in the Eastern Conference. So drastic advantages and disadvantages for the teams playing in Eastern and Western Conference. And I guess if Adam Silver, you're watching this video or are able to stumble upon it, take the suggestion of Aniket, play inter-conference playoffs. So just to spice up the things and increase viewership. I guess that's how NBA has to go ahead or increase the number of teams. I mean, that is how
Where
things
is the
might.
Seattle team, man? Come on, where is the Seattle team?
Where is
It's coming
Seattle team?
soon, but I think next couple of years it'll be there along with
Yes,
Yeah.
Las Vegas.
yes.
So guys, since we're roughly what 20% through the season, uh, who are your
Bro, it's
who are
not
your
even 20%. Not even
yeah? I mean,
20%.
Cavs play the 16th game. That's roughly 20%.
Okay, okay.
Right. So no, I just like my question is, I mean, because by the time we meet, probably next week will be much more ahead, right? But no, I just want to ask, and even our viewers can chime in the comments. I mean, sure, we discussed East earlier. That's probably Cavs and Celtics playing the finals. But who's playing the Western Finals?
Uh, Lakers versus the OKC.
Lakers, really? We haven't played that tough teams yet, man.
Pratyush, see, Lakers under LeBron have never won like 70 games in a regular season. So, it's just like, first qualify for the playoffs, then go game by game and quarterfinals and semifinals after semifinals. So, If that's how it's gonna be, if it's a 7 game series, of course Lakers have an advantage if all our guys are healthy. We can even beat the shit out of Denver, I'm for sure, because this season we have seen that the players are finally cutting in, which we all used to, cry and ask for by the Lakers guys. Apart from the game that we had today, where Dalton Knecht went light out from the 3 pointer range, or else it would have been more of cutting in and points in the paint. But I guess suddenly we had more points outside the paint. So, if we are healthy and all, we can beat any team, even
Yeah,
the
but I think
Caps.
also I think it's I know. I would feel it's still too early to call the Lakers for the finals because the two tough games we had, right? Cleveland and Phoenix, we lost those, right?
But we
So
did win the Phoenix first game. Now we defeated Phoenix in the first one, then lost the third game. It was
right,
like
right.
that.
Yes. No,
So
agreed. But yeah, I think yeah, I would okay, I would still say Cleveland probably, I know
yeah,
they're
yeah.
in the East, but yeah, I think
That
maybe after this Sunday's game, if we either win or at least say it's like a 2 point loss or something, basically like a coin toss against Denver, yeah, then probably I would feel more comfortable putting Lakers
exactly,
for the final.
exactly. Aniket, what's your thought
But
on that?
really, Lakers and OKC and not Lakers and say Golden State who are playing
No,
so well.
no.
No,
See, no. See, in the long run, I'm gonna say is Golden State is too much dependent on Steph Curry. They are somehow finding wins even though he doesn't play. But these guys are not consistent. Even Buddy Hield is not consistent. The guy who was actually playing well in the preseason is not getting any time in the season. That is Moody. So, I don't know what is going in Steve Kerr's head, because he was shooting lights out in the preseason and he has not been given time. You're giving time to players who play inside the post, or inside the paint area. So he's mixing and matching a lot of stuff, but I still believe that they are not gonna be in the NBA finals for sure. I mean the Western Conference finals for sure. They're gonna fall out. Aniket, do you agree with me or you have some other thoughts on this?
I mean, I think it'll be Lakers and bring on the second team. I would say at this point, whoever it is, bring them on. We're gonna see what happens. But I think I would say the Lakers. I mean, it's very easy to say the Lakers at this point, but yeah, we need to wait for games against Denver and Golden State. Also, they have not played yet. They've not played
yeah,
OKC yet.
Yep.
I think they've not played OKC yet as well. Correct.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah, we need to wait for those games to get done, and then we have to see. Then we'll see how good of a shape they are in. But
True.
it's like a battle between 3 to 4 teams at this point, right? The Lakers, Thunder, uh, Golden State, and one of Denver and Phoenix. It does seem like those 4 to 5 teams are going to be there or thereabouts when it's
Right.
all said and done.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
we'll see if any other team can get into that mix and towards as the season progresses. But if
Right.
I mean in the East, it's going to be Boston and Cleveland most likely, unless somehow miraculously Bucks and the Sixers do well in the second half of the season.
or maybe
So
Detroit, Harry's favorite.
maybe they get Giannis. Who knows?
Pratyush, the thing is, even last year I was like, look out for Magic, and they did pretty
Uh,
well. So
yeah,
I like just like that. I said, look out for Detroit Pistons, because I have been following those guys, and they are a pretty decent bunch of lads who are playing together. They just needed some experience, and they got that. Malik
right.
Beasley, Tim
Yep.
Hardaway, and all those guys. So yeah, they are doing well. And Cade has actually up his game a notch more. So he's gonna be in that superstar list pretty soon. Where teams are gonna ask for him from Detroit Pistons if Detroit Pistons is not able to go. I mean, qualify to the playoffs and all that stuff. So it's gonna be a tricky situation for them. So somehow they have to play well. They have to play well.
Right.
So they
Yep.
are doing. So I guess on this note, we'll wrap it up and see you in the next stream, guys. And before going, we request you to like, share, and subscribe like we always do. And don't forget to press the bell icon. And tomorrow we'll be discussing on the Border Gavaskar Trophy. So don't forget that, because day after
Yeah.
it's gonna be that insane series down under, which would decide our fate if we are qualifying for the World Test Championship or not. And also, don't forget to join in on 22nd, because we're going to have the Premier League preview And then comes 24th, that is Sunday. It's gonna be nights out, where not nights out, I mean it's gonna be from afternoon. You're gonna be glued to this channel because it's IPL auction, and also we have Amorim's game. And I guess Pratyush and Aniket are gonna take the Saturday's day for the Formula One thing.
Yeah.
So
And
so
also, I would just like to remind our NBA fans that before we go, please remember that both Chris Paul and Victor Wembanyama play on the same team.
Pratyush's favorite team now, barring Lakers.
Not just the youngest and oldest, but also the tallest and shortest.
Nice one, nice one. Okay, guys, bye bye, and hope you enjoyed today's stream.